That's it.
All right. Have a good weekend.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Best podcast ever. 10 out of 10 production quality.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else. Here we are.
Yep.
Here we are. The Goat Rodeo continues. And it will into 2020, actually, I believe.
What's this?
I don't know. I words are coming out. I don't think they're coherent. But
I don't know if that's totally true.
anyways, so here we are. It's Friday, and we got holidays next week.
Yep.
I think I am single-handedly keeping Sonos stock price inflated.
Right.
I think they had a good holiday quarter. According to my budget, they did. There's no...
Interesting.
You don't even need to look at their earnings.
Oh,
yeah.
I like to, yeah. I mean,
yeah. Anyways, so that's going.
Subsidize those companies.
Yeah, so nice of them to take my monies. I figured out my issue with my camera in my backyard, Paul. I know you're very curious about this. Well, let me say, I think I figured out the issue. It's not the camera. Plugged the camera. I ran an extension cord out there, plugged it in, turned on right away. And the outlet, like if I stick my little magic doodad in there, it says, hey, you'll get shocked if you put your tongue on this. So and I haven't solved it. I haven't done it yet, but I'm pretty sure.
Is it working, but not working well enough or something?
I'm pretty sure the outlet's dead.
Yeah.
And this actually happened earlier this year. Yeah, I had a GFI, which is I believe ground fault interrupt, which is what's supposed to be in there, and I didn't have one, so I just replaced it with like an not off the wall, but like
so it got wet or something, and
I just replaced it with a random one I had around the house to see if it was, and I was lazy, never replaced it with a GFI, and I suspect that outlet is just dead. So
another case of user error chalked up to Google customer support problem.
I never contacted support, so I just trouble solved. Troubadour. Here we are.
Yep. So that little bit of self-inflicted pain.
Yeah, self-inflicted pain is that's like right underneath. Like, what does he do for a living? He hurts himself.
Punches himself in the face.
Just over and over again.
Sometimes the door opens on him. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, this was great. So drywall got delivered yesterday. Terrible moving it. We've got half of it down in the basement, but we're on like the last sheet, and my father-in-law was helping me very graciously. And it slipped a little bit and hit, like he dropped like just a corner of it and hit his toe.
Yep.
But while he smashed his toe, that drywall went right into my cheek because I was holding it like this, and like I'm walking with it, so it stopped on that end, and like within like a 5-second span, his toe was hurt and like my cheek was smashed into my eye. It was great.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, I think we're done.
Yeah. Well, we got half of it down here. I got a lot of work to do. We're going to the ballet here this afternoon, which is going to cut into my time to get that.
I mean, have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. We are going, I'm not even kidding. We have dinner reservations for the very late time of 4:30 p.m.
Yo, boy.
Yep. Because the show starts at 7.
Early bird special.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's early bird special. I think some people call that a late lunch. Like, it'll be all right. So we're going to go do that.
It's going to be you and, 13 people, 80 and older.
Yeah. And then we're going to go watch the ballet. It'll be a dainty little Friday afternoon.
I don't think I could see a ballet without falling asleep. I don't think it'd be possible. I can't even go to a play and not fall asleep.
Well, we'll find out here. I'll let you know. Let you know how this showboat rides out of town.
Don't ask me how Little Miss Saigon ends. I have no idea. Fairly familiar with the first 2/3 of it.
I didn't think we were going there today, but here we are. Oh, gosh. So Ron says, Brad, your GFI circuit for your house may be wired in series with others in your house. So he's not wrong. What he's saying here is that typically what you do is you put a GFI, a ground fault interrupt first, and then you daisy chain other ones on. Now, what he's getting at here is correct, but it's not correct for my house. The reason why I put a GFI outside on this one specifically, which might be overkill, is that there's a very good chance I could be standing in water when I'm using that outlet. And so as an extra layer of precaution, I put one out there, although it might be redundant because there is another GFI on the line upstream. But anyways, if you understood all that, come on over this weekend. We're hanging drywall. So, other things that are happening in the HomeKit world, because we're talking about homes here, Apple is apparently open sourcing some of HomeKit, which is a pleasant surprise.
So, of the 3 big companies that are in that, I think it's called Connected Home over IP or whatever the name of that alliance is. Amazon is the only one that hasn't released their own announcement, and it's interesting to me that both Apple and Google are contributing technology to it, right? So, Apple is, I believe, it's some form of or some part of their basically device driver kit, and then also some part of the protocol, the HomeKit, whatever it's called, it's something HomeKit something protocol, automation protocol probably. Google is and open sourcing those things, right? So the Google stuff was already open source apparently, but they're also contributing it. You have to kind of look over to Amazon, like, what's Amazon doing? You know, Amazon might be doing nothing. They are the market leader. Maybe just showing up. It's like all they need to do. I don't know, but it's curious. Like these other 2 companies have, and other companies I should say too, but have announced this and talked about it, and Amazon is not.
Yeah. Of the major players, well, I was going to say maybe they have the most to lose, maybe, but I don't know if that's really true, because I would think that Apple is pretty large as well.
Well, I think, see, we just, the way we've talked about this before is these devices tend to be cross-compatible, and there's a lot of things that go into being cross-compatible. This alliance specifically is about the communication between devices, because if you have devices in your home, you want to be able to communicate with them no matter what you're using, how are you doing it, you know, it should work over various network transports or whatever. And I don't know, you know, Amazon and Google and Siri to a lesser degree, Apple are all pretty well in there, right? I mean, they're all very well supported. So I don't know. I mean, it's interesting that interoperability is occurring in this fashion. Like I think it kind of needs to happen for the industry.
Yeah.
I don't know who has, I don't know that I would say, I don't know. I don't know who has what to lose. I think the not being part of this is a problem. Like you have to wonder about Microsoft, like what are they doing? And they could join, you know, of course, I'm sure they could, but maybe they don't want to. Maybe they just don't want to even go down that path, you know?
Very well could be. Very well could be. Well, we'll see. We're too early into these guys walking into a room shaking hands to be like overly optimistic, I think.
Right.
It all sounds good on paper. We'll see how it plays out.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, I assume this will roll out like an iOS 27. So we're a good 2 decades away or whatever from.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to, I won't be around for that. So
Paul's just like, yeah, we checked out. That's the plan.
I'm ready. Yeah.
That is the plan. And then Apple is also supposedly working on satellites, which will be able to
Hopefully
beam.
They put their car people on that. You know, it's not as important that you don't hit stuff. I mean, it is important not to hit stuff, but it's easier not to hit stuff in space.
That is true, unless you hit the space station, and then you got a bunch of countries mad at you.
Yeah, that's true.
So it'll be. This is probably just one of their kind of like, all right, we got some extra money. What kind of crazy bets can we make? What if we beamed data directly to a phone, and then we didn't have to use those carriers? And that's
right. Yeah, everyone's trying to bypass everyone. You know, Facebook's making their own operating system. It's interesting.
Everyone's going to be real happy to learn that we're launching Throtbucks in 2020
yeah, exactly.
to bypass the U.S. Mint.
A new virtual currency. It's purely barter based.
The actual conversion rate is 2 Throtbucks to 1 goat. So do the math, and you'll see that you'll always, no matter what, come out behind.
Yeah, that much we can guarantee. That's actually in the charter.
Invest today. There's no way to get ahead.
Yeah,
that's the story of my life. Just I keep putting money in, and less comes out. So not much else. Surprisingly, Paul, I'm really shocked to hear that there's not much else happening on a Friday before Christmas.
Yeah.
I assume there's going to be some sort of like.
Here's a good sign for the holidays. Microsoft revealed on December 19th that here are the games we're putting out in January for games with gold. They usually do that a day or two before the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So just in case you thought anyone at Microsoft was going to be on the other end of the phone for the final 2 weeks of the year, I think that puts that one to rest. Yeah. Well, we got the stuff going on the site. That's pretty big. So today we're doing the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate giveaway. I'll close that tomorrow and announce the winners probably tomorrow. Well, I can't announce them tomorrow, but I'll contact the winners tomorrow. And then I'm thinking, does this make any sense at all? Probably do the Office 365 codes on Monday. And then it will be after Christmas for the for the hardware, which should be, a nightmare, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, my annual exercise and really just making me hate myself pretty much.
Well, we all enjoy it. So that's
speaking of which, I told a very tedious story yesterday about how I had seen this 13 or 14-year-old MSDN magazine article, and I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Like, this doesn't look like the way I did the file access stuff. And it was a little ponderous, I thought. Like, he creates a couple of different objects. I told the story, right? So I took the code that this guy wrote and over time fine-tuned it down to like a single line of code, which I thought was really elegant. And I said I was going to go back and look at how I had done it originally. So here's the capper on this one. You can almost see the end of this joke coming. It is exactly what I already did. So confronted by 13-year-old code, I sort of started playing. I think I had like 4 versions of it where it got shorter and not really shorter, but it's shorter. It did get shorter, but I think I made it more, I guess, elegant is the only way I can kind of as elegant as Visual Basic code can be. And I'm like, I got it down to this point where I was like, I should write about this. This is kind of interesting. But let me first go and look and see what I did originally in my own application. And it is exactly the same as what I arrived at previously. It's amazing. Like, that's amazing.
Is it?
The line of code is almost identical. That's amazing. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And now I can't really write about it because it's stupid.
Well, we appreciate you going full circle for us, because that's...
Yeah, I know some people were hanging on the end of that.
They were really just waiting for that update.
It was a little depressing.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Of many things. There was something else I was going to tell you, but now I got nothing. Other than, so this is what it was. So I ordered my wife's phone yesterday.
And which one did you get?
iPhone 11, 128 gigs.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I love my wife. If I didn't, I would have got her 64 gigs and be like, take that, good luck.
Just start the countdown clock to when she's going to complain about her storage running out.
Right. Like, you could put it down to like 3-4 months.
I'm thinking she's going to put some pictures on there. 6 months.
It's a good thing we don't have a kid, because then But
she's not taking a million photos every weekend.
So this was yesterday, like right after the podcast, so like 9:30 in the morning, and I did it, and I explicitly paid extra, $14, mind you, to have the phone delivered next day before 10:30 a.m. Before 10:30. Well, what I didn't read, blame myself or Verizon. I'm going to blame Verizon because it's better. Is that it's before 10:30 a.m. when they get around to shipping it. Not like you buy
tomorrow.
Yeah, because my wife, like most people, is at work right now. I was like, oh, this would be great. It'll come tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. I'm going to get it. Then I got the notification today. It says, we're processing your order. It's like, what? No. Like, that's, yeah. So, ta-da.
I mean, so when's it going to come?
I don't know. Someday before 10:30 a.m. probably, maybe.
I made that gigantic picture book for my mother. Rush ordered it to her house. It said it was going to arrive on December 24th. I thought I'd just come in under the wire because, I mean, really what I wanted to do was get it myself, wrap it,
Sure.
like a normal Christmas present. It arrived yesterday.
Fantastic.
Yeah. No, I mean, in one way that's good, but it just came as a package, like, just a, whatever, Snapfish box or whatever the company was.
Snapfish. That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
I think they used to be owned by HP, or maybe they still are owned by HP.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's not why I used it, but I don't know. I have that in my head. Some kind of HP Snapfish, something. I don't know.
Here we are. So, for everybody wondering, we're not going to be podcasting next week. I mean, there's
right. Yeah. So someone had asked me about that and Ask Paul. I haven't published it yet, but yeah, we talked earlier, and I think now next week is Christmas. The week after that, obviously, is New Year's. So I don't know. We could probably do like a Monday thing, maybe. Yeah.
We got to see what's going on. There are some CES stuff that will start popping out that week, but.
So I would say the following week, at least Friday, probably we could do like a live show on Friday.
Yeah, we got to see. Hopefully, some stuff will get announced. So I haven't bought a TV yet because I'm gonna need one, but I realistically think I'm like 6 to 8 weeks away from this basement being like in a position where I can hang a TV if I'm lucky. And then in the back of my mind, it's like, wow, don't they usually have like deals around Super Bowl? Like that sounds right, doesn't it? Or am I just making this up?
President's Day.
Yeah. Tuesdays, like
I don't know. Maybe.
Days you went through TSA, you get 10% off, something like that.
I would pay attention right after Christmas too. I mean, I don't know, but it seems like it's worth looking at.
Yeah, no, I'm in that boat. I mean, I'm definitely going to be buying 2 TVs, so.
All right.
We'll see. We'll see. And if anybody else is really looking to get Sonos stuff, because it's on sale again. So that's how I know they're going to have a good quarter.
Right.
So there you go. All right, folks. So that wraps it up. Hopefully, if you're listening to this, you have a solid holiday and enjoy and all that good stuff. Don't overindulge. We will be back, but we're going to take next week off because, that's what we're going to do.
There you go.
Santa makes the rules.